So in this video, I want to do two things. I want to start a new series. Actually, I want to continue a series. I want to continue the Ugly Truth series, and I'm going to make that a playlist of its own. And I want to start talking about the single life because there are a few people on that show that I actually want to watch right now. Debbie being one of them, Colt's mom, Veronica, Tim's ex or whatever. And I don't know if I want to watch Caesar, but this dude is a serious dumpster fire. He's back, and his expectations for a dating life this time around are as unrealistic as they were the first time. And that's what I want to talk about in this video. Hey, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Debbie. I am the She in Sheality TV, and like I said in the intro, I want to talk in this video about the ugly truth. I want to talk about the single life, specifically Caesar Mack and his unbelievably unrealistic expectations for who he's going to date or who he's going to turn into his wife. So, little refresher here. Do you guys remember Caesar from 90 Day Fiance? He was sort of with, and I use that term very, very loosely, Maria, right? How long was it? 5 years that he had been talking to her and sending her money? As it turns out, he sent her over 40 grand, and she was supposed to meet him time after time after time. They were supposed to meet, and she always had an excuse for why she couldn't meet him. Finally, he books them a trip to Mexico, and he brings all of his little toys and trinkets as well as edible underwear. Like, come on, dude. Who's bringing edible underwear to meet a woman for the very first time in another country? Seriously? This dude brought all kinds of goodies to meet Maria, and Maria did not show up. Who's surprised? Anyways, so they ended the relationship again, very loosely. And so Caesar is back on the single life. Well, not back, but he's on the single life for this season. And he's looking for a woman who, from the sounds of it, fits Maria's description, okay? Caesar is 49 years old. He says, I'm just looking for a woman my age, someone between the ages of 30 and 40. Dude, you're not 40. You're 50, right? You're 50 years old. You're looking for someone who is between the ages of 30 and 40, someone who doesn't want him just for his money, because he just has so much of it, and someone who just wants to love him, right? He wants someone who is good looking, it has a curvy body, and is kind, and it's like, and someone who doesn't, like I said, someone who doesn't want him for his money. But I'm going to step to the side for a little bit here and say, do you guys notice that it's never the hot rich guy who is worried about ending up with a woman who wants him for his money? It's never that guy. It's always the not hot broke ass who is worried that a woman will want him for his money when he doesn't have any. Caesar is not any different. And Caesar brings nothing to the party. He doesn't even have a car. He works as a nail tech. Now, there's absolutely nothing wrong with working as a nail tech, because I know some nail techs who make bank. But Caesar doesn't work for himself as a nail tech. Caesar works out of a nail tech shop for someone else. Do you know what I mean? So Caesar might be making $16 an hour if he's lucky, right? Doesn't have a car, riding his bike around everywhere. He looks like that kid that nobody wanted to hang out with. And this dude has a body like a potato, okay? But he wants someone who is good looking, has a nice body, and is kind, and doesn't want him for his money. Okay, so again, punching above his weight class. Caesar is probably a 3. Caesar looking to hit for an 8 or a 9. Caesar has no business trying to encroach on the life of an 8 or a 9. Caesar needs to stay in his lane. An 8 or a 9 is not Caesar's lane. Caesar is probably a 3, maybe a 4. He can't do better than a 6, and even a 6 is too good for him. Don't shoot the messenger. I don't make this shit true. I'm just an observer reporting my findings. So, in this episode of The Single Life, Caesar hires a matchmaking coach. She's a Ukrainian matchmaking coach. He hires her, or he reaches out to her to help him find a Ukrainian woman, okay? Now, Caesar wants a Ukrainian woman because he says to the coach that Ukrainian women aren't so concerned about looks, and they're not so concerned about money. They're not so concerned about looks. But he proceeds to tell this woman what he's looking for, right? He wants someone who's good looking. He wants someone who's curvy. He wants someone who's kind. So what exactly is it that he brings to this party for this woman who is good looking? Caesar won't date someone who is his equal physically. He would never date his equal physically. That's part of the ugly truth, right? People like Caesar won't date someone who looks like them, but they have the nerve to call someone that they want to date, so the 8 or the 9, when that 8 or 9 doesn't want to date them, they actually have the nuts to call them shallow. Who's shallow? You know who's shallow? The 3 who won't date a 3 is shallow. The 3 who won't date a 5 is shallow. The 4 who won't date a 6 is shallow because they want an 8 or a 9. But they actually have the nerve to call the 8 or a 9 shallow when they won't date a 3. Give me a break. So Caesar is going to pay this Ukrainian matchmaker $500 to introduce him to some Ukrainian women, or to set up a meet and greet for him with some Ukrainian women, right? Now Caesar can use any excuse that he wants, or he can try to use any excuse that he wants to, for why he wants a Ukrainian woman, because he says he struck out in the US. And the reason, in a nutshell, that he wants a Ukrainian woman is exactly what I said in my last video. And it's a part of the whole ugly truth thing, is that an American woman doesn't need anything from him. The only way someone like Caesar can get a woman, I'm sorry, like I said, again, I don't make this shit true. I'm just an observer. The only reason a woman would be with Caesar is because she needs something. A Ukrainian woman is, Caesar's target because she needs something from him. He's going to choose a woman, or a woman who needs a green card is going to be with Caesar, right? I don't know why these guys don't just straight up say, hey, you know what? I need someone who needs me, period, right? She needs him because she needs the green card. It's that simple. Now, Caesar's got a friend, a woman named, I think her name is April, who, he tells all of his female problems to, and she listens, and they go for drinks or whatever. And Caesar doesn't seem to be interested in her. But I thought in the last episode, or I should say in the first episode of this season of The Single Life, I don't know, if you guys watch it, do you get a feeling that maybe she's kind of interested in him? God forbid, because she can do better too. Because she's kind of cute, but he has no interest in her because she's not a 9 or a 10. Mind you, she's not a 3 either, so Caesar would still be punching above his weight class. But once again, he's going to try to get the ungettable, for him anyway. I think maybe Caesar and Natalie should team up. I think they should at least meet. But looking at Mike and the guy that she's supposedly dating in the first episode of the 3rd season, Caesar is not her type at all. Not at all. Anyways, again, and as usual, thank you so much for watching and for listening. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you next time.